US tech metal legends Rivers of Nihil will be in Australia in just a short time, supporting Ne Obliviscaris and the Ocean Collective in a run of dates starting on September 6th in Brisbane. So to find out just what to expect, we spoke with Adam BIGGS.
I'm Adam BIGGS from Rivers of Nihil, and starting very soon. We're going on tour with Ne Obliviscaris and the Ocean Collective over there in Australia. We got 4 shows in Adelaide, Brisbane, Melbourne, and Sydney. Of course, Sydney. Yeah.
Oh, good, brother.
Yeah. Big one. Yeah. It's been quite a week.
That's all right.
It's already Monday, but yeah, very excited for that. It's gonna be a batch of great shows, and yeah, we're very excited to come back to Australia.
Very good, mate. Thanks for joining us today, Adam.
Oh no problem, no problem.
So, as you say, Rivers of Nihil returned to Australia for a run of shows with Ne Obliviscaris and the Ocean Collective, kicking off the tour in Brisbane on September 6th before travelling through Sydney and Melbourne and finishing in Adelaide on September 10th. Like 4 shows in 5 days, mate. It's going to be a rough trek for you.
Yeah, it is how it is. We always just keep trucking through the shows, and that's the job. But it'll be an awesome 5 days, I'm sure.
Yeah, and the tour is mainly to celebrate Ne Obliviscaris' new album Exul and the first Australian tour in over 4 years. So, do you think they're going to go out there with a point to prove after being away for so long? Like 4 years away from your home crowd is it's pretty long.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, hopefully they come out with this, out there with some motivation and some, some will to kick some ass. Like, I'm sure we will as well. It's been a little while, for us too, and yeah, I want to see everybody really motivated on these shows to give the crowd the best they can.
And so you guys also toured with Ne Obliviscaris on your first visit to Australia back in 2019. So what do they like to be on the road with? You guys obviously get on pretty well.
Yeah, we had a great time with those guys last time we were out, and they treated us really well, and we've kept in good contact over the years since then, and so when they asked us to come back down, it was pretty much a no-brainer, because we knew we know they're great guys and easy to tour with, and we know the shows will rule. So yeah.
Then there's the Ocean Collective, mate. Have you toured with them before?
Never. Very excited to do that for the first time. I think we played 1 show with them in Austin, Texas, like years and years ago. But they've always been a big band on our hearts. Like, we love that band, and so when we heard they were part of the package, that was also another thing that was like, yeah, let's definitely do this. That sounds like a great show, and we get to see those guys play, which is awesome.
Now, all up, you've got a progressive metal band, there's a tech metal band, and then there's more of a post-metal band sharing the stage. Like, it's an interesting mix of genres when you put them all together. Like, how important is it to have that variety of bands playing, I guess, instead of everyone just sounding the same after each other?
I mean, I think it's I think that for me at least, it's great to have a variety, a different flavor, because I've been to shows where it's very consistent stylistically across an entire show, and it for me it kind of drags. It can. I think there's what's important is that all the bands have a similar ethic, and I think that that's true for this tour package. It's like we all have a different take on heavy rock music with progressive influences, and but each band comes out with something that doesn't sound close to the other one, which is really interesting and cool. It'll be a good mix, I think.
So for those not familiar with the band, mate, describe a typical Rivers live show, if there's such a thing as a typical show.
Well, I think it varies from tour to tour. Typical would, we try to avoid typical. Like we try to always come out and play, play different, like give a different vibe from everybody else that's on whatever tour we're on. We like to try and stand out a little bit and subvert expectations. So it's you never know what the set list is what's going to happen, from song to song. Try and always try to surprise everyone with what's going to happen next.
And you've also released an album recently yourself called The Work. So how much of that were you going to be playing?
I think we're gonna have a decent amount of cuts from that record, because last time we had just put out the record before The Work, so it'll be a good chance to revisit some old material down in Australia, but also expose Australians to the new stuff live. So we're not gonna waste that opportunity.
And since then, you've also released a single, The Suborbital Blues. So is that a standalone single, or is it the start of a new album cycle?
Yeah, it's kind of both. It's for now it's just floating out there in the ether. So here's a song to listen to, but while we kind of adjust and to some of the recent changes the band's undergone, we wanted to show everybody that this is still this is still a viable thing, and we have the ability to put out new music and have it kick ass. So that's, but will it be part of the next record? I'm going to say probably. Yeah.
Is that a sort of good indication of the direction the song's going to take musically?
It's it's yes and no. I mean, yeah, I think it's hard to always be like, for us, it's we like to have a lot of variety in not just between each record, but within the record itself. Is like The Work was definitely like from track to track, you didn't know what was going to happen, and I think that's kind of a vibe that we'll be exploring. I think so far, the song, what we have for a new record, it is very it takes you, it's a big journey, and sonically, and I think suborbital is a good indicator, but also it doesn't even show, it's just the tip of the iceberg. Like we have a lot more to show.
Now this tour finishes up on September the 10th. So what's next for Rivers of Nihil after that?
What's next is so we'll have this tour in Australia, and then we have a little bit of time off, and then we have a European tour with Lorna Shore coming up at the end of the year. So that's like selling out rooms like crazy and getting all kinds of venue upgrades, which is awesome. So we have that to look forward to. And then after that, yeah, I'd like to get more music into people's ears, get a new disc out perhaps. But yeah, let's say we're taking everything one step at a time here.
Before we let you go, mate, we're starting up 3 new Spotify lists through Heavy, just based on artists that we speak to. So using your own songs, can you give us one song to get the party started, one song to potentially save your marriage, and one song that could potentially end your marriage?
Okay. That's I think party starter. I'm gonna have to go with Suborbital Blues for that, the new track. I think that's a pretty good party starter.
Yep.
Save Your Marriage song.
Yep.
Is I've got a song called Maybe One Day from The Work, which is a kind of a sweet little ballad.
Yep.
And then actually the track directly before it is a marriage ender. Maybe it's called Episode.
So too easy. I shall add those to the playlist today for you, mate. So thanks very much for your time today, Adam. It's been a pleasure speaking
Wonderful.
with you. You're in Australia from
Sure thing. Likewise.
September the 6th. The tour kicks off through Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, and Brisbane.
Yes.
So we'll see you over here then.
Yes, sir.
Take care, mate. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much. Yeah, no problem. Have a good one.
You too, brother.